We are having a shake up at work.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Yes. So, my goal is to fly under the radar and to do the least amount of work that I have to do, and just go from there.
Okay. Flying under the radar it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you quitting
Whoa.
yet?
Say what?
Are you quitting yet?
Not yet. No. But I do have like my next steps for my microblading lined up. So like moving in the right direction. And my word for the year has been follow through. So I'm like, I better.
True.
Um, so there we are.
It was like, um, I was watching, what was it? I was watching this show this weekend. It wasn't a show, it was news. And Antoine's mom was watching like something political. And the guy that was speaking was blah, 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 sharing something. And then all of a sudden he's like, he wanted to quote a quote. But instead of just, so he stopped. It's in the words of a famous quote. He stopped. He looked down, like to make sure that he's going to get it right. Right? He looks up, and it's like 30 seconds. This is like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, he's really wanting to get this correct, and he just goes, "Get it done," and then he goes, and I'm like, "That's that was your profound quote." I thought of that when you just said that to me.
That was dramatic pause. I mean, there is some effect in that. I meant to ask you how it went. I prayed for you.
Oh, thank you. No, I truly, truly appreciate your prayers. Really, 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 really do. It went very well. It went very,
Oh,
very well.
good.
Yep. Was had a good time. Really, I think I connected with his mom in a different way and in a
Okay.
very, very good way. And I know the baby's like really helping with that because it's kind of gives us something in common. And
For sure.
I've seen a new, softer side of her that I didn't know. Um,
Really?
so I'm thankful. Yeah. No.
Talking to a microphone that's not even plugged in. Oh my God. There we are.
Hello. Is this thing on?
I'm new. Oh my gosh. Well, I told Tom and you were on the speaker on my computer, but I've got you in my ears, and I'm like, there you are. I told Tom, I was like, just praying over her this weekend. I said, because there's reverse racism, and he goes, nope, babe, that's not reverse. Racism is racism. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
He goes, all right, that ain't reverse. And I was like, okay, well, right. But you know what?
Oh,
Babies
sweet
do
Tom.
come in and bring in like
Yeah,
buffers and goodness and like it, and
yeah.
that's how it should be.
And I think it definitely helped. There's growth on both sides, but it's also definitely helped having multiple conversations with Antoine beforehand and like sitting him down and just having like heart to
Yeah.
heart. This is where I'm at. This is why. And it's not his family. It's him. Like
Mhm.
even like any type of racial conversation, which I mean, it's gonna happen. Different
Yeah.
cultures, like different communities. I get that, but um, he was good too. So it was good.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's just winning. He's doing pretty good.
He, yeah. Yes, he is. After last night, he's really winning, if you know what I mean.
Whoa! Better get braggadocious now, ma'am. But I am happy for you. I'm going to tell you, we laid the big goose egg this weekend.
You always do that, right? When I drink some water.
I didn't mean to, but your cheeks were like,
Oh, again. Wait, isn't that two in a row?
oh no, 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 no.
Well, I thought you had
We
your period
we
last.
broke that streak. Thank you, Jesus. um, but I don't even remember. I don't even know. But like Saturday, I was like, babe, can you catch me in the morning? I I've had like a weird thing with my ovaries too, but he was like, no. And I'm like, yes, you have to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um, that's if we're gonna be we will revisit. Oh
Okay,
man,
that
yeah.
works.
So that's okay. That's okay. It's gonna be just
Uh,
fine. Oh my.
well, shall we?
I'm ready. We're 33, right?
We are 33.
We kicking it.
And also, so I figured out the whole iTunes thing that I told you.
Oh wow.
So,
I totally forgot.
yeah, figured it out, which is the only reason why this last episode's up. However, I got another email from iTunes saying that there's something wrong with our feed that's been rejected. So technically, we no longer are on iTunes.
Oh, okay.
So I'm researching, and I sent messages to both Podbean
Okay.
and iTunes. Blah blah blah. Long story
Okay.
short is, they did something security wise which screwed us over with iTunes. So
Mm,
I hoping to get that revisited and fixed. So just FYI, we're good right
okay.
now. And considering it's Monday, we're still great. We have a full week, but
Okay.
I'm working on it, just so you know. And I have no
Poopy.
idea what I'm doing.
Well, I'm super grateful that you are working on it. I am. But I can you give me a second? I just realized like my battery's gonna run. Um,
Yeah.
I just need to go find my plug. Give me one quick second.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Yay!
Okay. Whew. All right. Are you ready?
Good, yeah.
Okay. 33. Here we go. Hello and welcome to episode 33 of Little Did I Know. I am your host, Stephanie Parks.
And I am your other host, Shauna Zolman Mahaley. Little Did I Know is a place where two friends share our journeys through life, the good and the bad, while never losing our laughter.
That's right. I love that tagline. If you would like to find our...
It hasn't changed.
I know. I think we're going to keep it. If you would like to find all of our other episodes where we say the same opener 33 times, you can find us at stephandshauna.com. You can find us wherever you stream your podcast. And we'll just leave it there.
Yes, we will. It's
Too
good.
much word now. Yeah. Okay. So I, once again, have a tiny bit of housekeeping. And I find this so funny that this story keeps popping up. It has not left us.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
I
ready.
feel like there could be a merger, a partnership, or a cease and desist. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm going to just do a little bit of housekeeping. So we have talked about Burger King,
Yes.
the tacos. That's where we started. And we were like, no way, no way, no way. And then they threw in the cheesy tots, which kind of
Possibility.
was tempting, a little
Yeah.
tantalizing, but I will tell you, I did get feedback and they said, don't waste your dollar.
Oh,
Terrible.
okay.
She only got through two. She only got through 50 cents worth. And she was like, this is no good. Don't waste it. So I said, okay. And then we know you did the
Impossible Whopper.
Impossible Whopper, and you gave it 3.5 stars, mostly because of price.
Mostly, yes. Correct.
Okay. So, according to people.com, there is a vegan man who is suing Burger King over claims that the Impossible Whopper is contaminated by meat products. And this is the quote from Burger King.
Ooh, okay.
The Impossible Whopper has never been advertised as vegan.
Baloney.
So
crap.
we have talked about like real true vegans probably like why would you ever even step foot into an establishment that's named burger? Like you just shouldn't. Like I don't feel like you're actually a real vegan if you're doing that. But we've said
True.
vegans probably aren't doing that.
We did.
Well, listen, this joker stepped in and he is like, whoa, 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 whoa.
So he technically doesn't have a lawsuit if they've never claimed to be. But I don't believe that. I thought the very
They're going to
beginning.
court. They're going to court.
I think
it says
beginning they did.
plant-based. Does it say vegan? I don't know.
We could have inserted our own narrative there.
You're right. You're right.
But it's like saying we're celebrating a holiday on December 25th that has a fat man that brings gifts and presents and the colors are green and red, but they get a lawsuit because blah, 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 and they said, oh, we never said it's Christmas.
Right. Or on the Roman calendar, that's actually not the right date. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Use your freaking brain.
I have zero time for that. Okay, so that's
Burger
one of
King
the
keeps
updates.
pissing me off.
They are just, they come in sometimes on a high note and then they just slide right out on a low note. So I don't even know what to make of it. So we have discussed that I was going to try a couple things and I'm like, I will, and then I don't. And then I'm like, and you know, so all of that. So I want to give you an update on something that I have recently tried that we've not talked about, but I'm going to give a review.
Oh, I cannot wait. I have zero idea where you're going.
This is when I texted you and said, I am super hungover in the middle of the work week.
Which I was jealous. I
was
can't even.
Just a couple days ago. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, I've got to eat something if I'm going to drive this many hours and like be productive, right? So I drive through mostly small towns when I drive south in Missouri. Actually, anywhere I go, it's mostly small towns. I don't live in like the metropolitan anyways. So whatever. So I passed a McDonald's and what popped up in my mind is one, I probably need an egg McMuffin. Like that's going to make me feel better.
I have cravings.
That's an egg McMuffin craving?
First trimester. It's like one of the things that would knock it out.
Really? Yeah. Okay. So mine was hangover. Like I needed to be like for real. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, wait a minute. They are advertising little dunkers. Like that's what they're advertising it as. They're advertising it as like this little pastry that you can dunk in one of their holiday coffees.
They're like little donuts, right?
Kind of. Yeah, it's like a strip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
No, they give it to you with chocolate sauce.
Yes.
First of all, I have two hands, 10 and 2. I could not do a sauce. I couldn't. That's why I could never do Chick-fil-A and drive because I have to have sauce. So, anyways, but I'm going to tell you, the Egg McMuffin saved my life. It did.
Praise
and I was so thankful. Yes. I almost needed to find another one because I was like, whoa, this is bad. And it's because I drink wine again. You know, I'm not drinking wine. But boy, when I drink wine, it just rolls me.
I wonder what it is. Is it the sugar?
I Yes, because really, I can't do a lot of sugar in anything anymore. It's like my body was like, you know what? You've actually had your fill, woman.
But you used to.
You're good. You're good until you
But wine
die.
used to be your thing.
I know, and I'm trying real hard to like slowly integrate it, but but funny because those Dunker things were sugar, but it's fine. So I'm gonna give it a 4 because I liked it.
Oh, wow. Well, wait. So how'd you feel afterwards?
Like $1,000,000. No, I didn't. Probably like a $750,000 because I needed a nap. But that was my own fault. That's my fault. That's not anybody else's fault. But no, I liked it. I was like, you know what? I cannot bring myself to drink their coffee, but
Oh, okay.
I think that would be a fun little, I'll do a little Dunker and a coffee and
That sounds so good
nosh.
right now.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
it has a thumbs up review from me.
Okay. I was actually wondering about those. I saw the preview or the commercial on them. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd agree with you with the chocolate sauce. I wouldn't eat them
no.
with the chocolate sauce either.
Mm-mm.
But man, yeah, give me a cup of coffee.
I know. And I had coffee. So I was sitting kind of pretty driving down those 2-lane roads.
Well done. That's a good
Yeah.
review. Thank you,
There
because
you
I
go.
wanted to know that.
Well, you're welcome. You are
And-
welcome for that.
And I really do hope that you come back around to wine. I really hope that you're able to start diving back into that.
Sister, I know because let me tell you, this leads really well into my fun fact.
Oh, that's right. We haven't even talked about this yet. Keep
I
going.
know. We were
Go,
just
go,
doing
go.
housekeeping. I know. Now listen, you know that I am all about higher education, higher learning. I want to continue on, right? Like I actually like being a student. You know that.
I do. It wasn't the first thing that came to mind, but yes, I do.
You remember me in school. Like I was a student.
Yep.
Like I went
You
to
were.
school. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did.
I did. At 40 years old, man. I went to school. Okay, so, and I'm always thinking, like, how can I grow? All of this kind of stuff. Let me tell you what.
Tell me.
You can major in wine at Cornell University. You can be a
Really?
wine major
Is that a
at
new thing?
Cornell. So it says, technically, it's a degree in viticulture and enology, aka the cultivation of grapes and the science of winemaking, but we're still sending in our applications. That was a fun fact.
That's interesting.
Oh, let me tell you, if I had a degree on my wall that said, I am a master in
Winemaking.
winemaking, I would be like, stand in line.
That's something.
Stand-
That's something that would be such a great occupation to get into young and early,
I know,
because it
right.
takes so blasted long for those darn
Yeah.
grapes to grow and to, have the wine sit as it should. Whew.
Right.
But let me
And
tell
then you
you,
just turn a quarter, like they just turn it like a quarter,
Mhm.
a quarter, a quarter. It's not big turns. So, I mean, it's patience.
and I mean, you're going to Ivy League.
I mean, hello. I know. I'm putting that on the list.
If my
Put it on
kid
the-
said, "Hey, I want to go to Cornell because I want to learn about wine," I would say,
Hell yes, I'm going to go with you. How do you feel like going together?
"Will you FaceTime me in onto all of your classes?"
I would be like, I bought the sweatshirts. We are in.
It's
We are
true.
in,
It's
in,
so
in.
true.
Okay, so B, this is going to air on the Monday after Thanksgiving,
Cyber Monday, baby.
Cyber Monday, which is also December the 2nd. And what happened on Sunday was we started the Advent season.
Correct.
Because Thanksgiving is so late this year that we don't have any extra space and time. So we literally put away the turkey and we get straight into Advent. That's it.
It's a beautiful thing.
And Cyber Monday, which I have a list ready to go. So I thought it would be super great if we just kind of talked about, so this is going to be kind of a little bit more serious. It's going to have a little bit more of spirituality. We're going to have more Jesus talk in this.
Yeah.
And it's going to just kind of, that's what we're going to showcase because it is Advent.
I'm down.
So I thought we could
I'm down
talk
if
about
you're
it.
down.
I'm down. I'm super down. So I did a little bit of studying today.
Because
Um,
if you are not about higher education, what are you?
Thank you. Gosh, thank
It's
you.
all coming together so
Oh my
well.
gosh. I mean, and you know what? I didn't even have to try. Like that just flowed so freely. Thank you. Okay. So, here's just a couple if you've tuned in and you're like, I'm not really sure I know what Advent is or kind of refresh my memory. It's been a long time since I sat in a Baptist church and they lit those candles. Like I'm not really sure what's going on. So I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of an update.
Okay,
Okay?
that would be great.
Okay.
Yes.
So the meaning of Advent is actually waiting. So it even talked about like there was an Advent for the iPhone. And I was like, of course there was. So it's a waiting. And it's an introduction of something important.
Okay.
Okay. And so the other thing says it's an expectant waiting. And I love it that how it came to be was the Advent was the waiting of Christ, the Christ child, which what we believe came between that Old Testament Malachi, those 400 years, they spent waiting. They were waiting.
Yes.
And then the promise came through Mary and Joseph. And we know that through the lineage of Christ in, is it Matthew 1?
It's
And
in
John?
there too.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Luke.
it's
All those gospels
Luke
got it.
talks about it. I know. I like it. I like those guys. And so that's what Advent means. It's
Okay.
just the meaning. It's an expectancy. Okay.
I love it. Yeah.
So now, because of pulp culture and where we are, lots of people have ways to do the countdown, to count down this expectant wait, right?
Yes.
Of Advent calendars. So let me tell you a few of them.
Ooh,
And this is on Amazon's top list. Okay?
even better.
Listen, if
I'm
I am not ready
adventing
for
your
Cornell,
conversation.
I do not know what I'm doing. Okay, so there is an English tea advent.
Not for me.
I know. Right, I know. Listen, you have to start somewhere, but just wait. I'm going to hit a pinnacle. Don't you wait.
Okay. I'm just voicing my opinion.
There is a gift of booze and wine advent.
Okay. Now
Now
we're
I
getting
hear
better.
Now I'm listening. There is a Godiva chocolate advent that is a bestseller on Amazon.
So does this mean that you would have some different form of Godiva chocolate / booze /
24.
wine?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I know
Yeah.
what you're getting me for Christmas.
You know it. You know it. Now listen to this. Do you want to know what one of the bestsellers on the Amazon Advent list is?
Beef jerky.
Harry Potter.
Oh, come now.
What? What? What?
Those blasted
Harry
millennials.
Potter. I don't even understand. I don't even understand.
Me neither.
My oldest boys, one wanted to read, the other one didn't know how to read. I didn't let him read Harry Potter. Tucker read it all, and that has caused a cluster in the family. So, anyways, Harry Potter. Okay, so now listen to this. This one perked up my ears, and I said, huh? Aldi has an imported cheese advent.
Aldi does?
Aldi!
I have such a deep love for Aldi.
Aldi, and you know, Aldi's going all organic too.
Are they really?
Yes, that's another fun fact. You're welcome. That one was free. You're welcome.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
We didn't even have an Aldi out
Uh,
here.
Okay, the other one, there's two more. And I'm going to end on one that you're going to love.
Oh, yes.
M&M's has an advent calendar.
They have that many different kinds?
I don't know. I'm for it, though, because I love me some
Me too.
M&M's. But
It's like
B,
crack.
listen to this one.
Crack
This
in
is
a
for you.
nutshell. Okay.
Ready? Hot sauce. There's a hot sauce advent calendar. Can you imagine?
Nothing livens up this alien inside of me like eating some hot sauce, man. The first taste of sriracha, he's like,
So there you go. So that's just a little bit of some foreknowledge of Advent.
that's great. Thank you for that. That was
You're
very
welcome.
interesting.
sometimes it flows just right because that's the spirit. Anyways, so I thought it would be really fun to talk about for us. Let's bring that conversation into how are you preparing for Advent? Like, what does your preparation look like? Like, what do you do in this season of Advent? Do you have something special that you do? Is there a tradition? Like, what does that look like as you're preparing for that? And then we're going to talk about then the waiting,
Okay.
because it's this
The
expectant waiting.
expectant.
So, like, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting
Yeah.
for? What are you expectant for? And
Great
we'll get from there.
conversation pieces, my
Can't wait.
dear.
Yep.
And since I know that this is like right up your alley and that you love this, I'm going to let you go first and listen
Okay.
to your amazing answers.
Okay. Well, boy, I feel a little special. Um, so I was not raised in church. So I saw like symbolisms of candles and things and lighting. I had zero idea what that meant. I just didn't know. And so then so I've just kind of been able to integrate my own thoughts into it and really been able to fall into a practice that was very similar around me. That
Gotcha.
was my first inclusion of Advent. So here is when I really can talk about like my life when the change of my life happened and moving forward because everything past that it's kind of doesn't even exist anymore.
Gotcha.
So I always will find a study book.
Okay.
I will read something every single day. I am a reader, and that is a place that brings me a lot of peace and a lot of calm. So I will read a book. I did get this year, this is my second year, I am doing the She Reads Truth.
Okay.
It's an online Bible community. They really break it down, but there's so many other nuances in it. And so it has scripture reading, it has, reflection, journaling. There's a couple recipes in there. Like it just is a whole big thing of really just preparing your heart. And the other book that I love that I also use as just a companion is The Greatest Gift by Ann Voskamp.
Ooh,
If
okay.
you have not read through that, it is amazing. And she is such a wordsmith and just a poet with her words, so softly spoken, but just goes straight into this heart of where's your heart? Let's get our hearts ready. And it's amazing. So those would be my preparation books, things like that.
Wonderful. I just wrote them down so I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Research
Yeah,
later. I
for
have
sure.
not. I have not read The Greatest Gift. I've heard multiple people talk about it. I have not read it. So that may be one of those things. It's like knock, knock, knock.
Yeah.
How about you go after
I
it, Shauna?
I really like that one.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so what about you?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
It's the best policy we have, man.
It truly is. I was raised in the church, and
Okay.
I have zero idea of what to do for Advent.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
Advent for. I mean, yeah. We've never talked about it growing up as a kid. Never did
Okay.
anything like as a family.
Mhm.
Never have. Yeah. Like I just the biggest memory that I have, or the idea of it in my mind that I have, is what my sister-in-law does with my niece and my nephew. With like they have a stream of yarn that goes across in their house, and they have little 25 stockings along each one, and then she puts like little tiny gifts for each one of those, and every single
Yeah.
night they read, parts of a book. They open up their little tiny gifts in their stockings, kind of like in expectancy again, like you just said. So
Yeah.
that's what my mind goes to. But as you're breaking down, like just from a spiritual perspective and like books to read and things to prepare for, I'm more so like listening to you of what you are reading and just seeing if that would be interesting for myself.
Yeah.
Because, like study wise and book wise, I'm going through like some women's study about being a woman, blah, blah, blah. But it's not specifically pertaining to Advent. So,
Okay.
this is a higher educational piece for Shauna Mihaly today.
I love it. So I'm going to tell you this other bit of information. So I just listened to a podcast from the girls from She Reads Truth and Annie F. Downs,
Okay.
and they were talking through it and just kind of setting the stage for what that is. And so it was so cool. And she said, now listen, it starts on the first, which is wonderful this year, because then it's just very easy. You're like December 11th, go to day 11. You know, like you're not having to do any kind of math.
Yeah.
I can't do the math. I don't like it. But so she's like, if you have got to the 11th and you missed 8, 9, and 10, do not go back and read 8, 9, 10, 11. Just start at 11. Like, and then you can go back and catch those later, but just like go to the day that we're on, read that day. Just know that that day is enough for you. This isn't a test. This isn't like, oh my gosh, I didn't do it. So, or you'll get so bogged down to go, oh, I have too many days to read. I can't read it all. So if you do start a reading program and it's, chronological in the days, just read your day.
Yeah.
If you miss your day, you miss your day. You do. It is what it is.
I will add this to the mix. I will add this to the mix. And this is just a special year. Obviously, because I always bring up pregnancy. But literally, I'm like a month off. So, like, the whole expectancy of a newborn... Okay, let's not go to King, but a newborn, we'll stop there. Literally is like a month off. So,
wow.
When I'm thinking...
Can you imagine riding on a donkey?
No, because I rode on a plane for 3 hours last night. And even though I got complimentary drinks and cookies, my back.
Yeah.
And
how about your ankles? Did you wear compression socks?
You better believe I did.
Good girl. Yeah.
But yeah, my back, my ribs, like everything just hurts. So I'm thinking, this woman is going into labor. She's riding an ass. Hauled by her husband. That's not even her husband. No. And she's like, how did I even get here? I didn't even do it with you. This sucks.
I know.
But she's...
Bananas. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, she's just... Mary...
And no compression socks, we know. I've seen pictures. She's in sandals. Right.
Mary, you are my... You are my hero.
Yeah, yeah.
But, wow. But like, seriously and literally, as you're speaking about it and like correlating, if I just kind of go there mentally, go there spiritually I mean, you're expecting for a life change. I mean, spiritually, we're expectant for the king, the Messiah, the expected one, from the Jewish culture and everything that they were reading and everything they were experiencing in the 400 years, like you just mentioned at the end of Malachi. They were expectant of a king. And like, as we celebrate that, and that's kind of our ritual, our spiritual ritual that we go through every single season that we, we have Christmas, to think that way and then to make it even practical, that it's like, I mean, I'm preparing, we're preparing for this. Like we're getting the house ready and we're getting us ready. We're reading books on parenting. We're reading, different things in that regard, of like what that's going to be like and what we want to do and the things that we want to incorporate, the things we don't want to incorporate. But then to magnify that and to take it even further, that's like, preparing for a child is one thing, but preparing for a king that's going to come and literally save you. I mean, to have that as your yearly tradition and to really kind of set time aside, space aside, mental space, spiritual space aside, and just dive deep into that. Like, you've just challenged me in that, so thank you. Oh, and I love challenges because I'm a challenger. But, I think just challenging everybody in that, of just saying, just take a step back for a second and just hold on and just create some space in all regards, and just put yourself there, even if it's just once a year, where it's just, I mean, this is a real story. Like, this is a historical event that happened with the coming of our Savior Jesus Christ, and to know, just to quiet yourself for a little bit.
And I just want to say, like, if you're like, I like you guys, but but we differ. Like we go down,
For
two
sure.
roads diverge into a yellow wood, like that poem. Like, so, okay, that's fine too.
Yeah.
But how about in this season where it does nothing but amp up to this
Mm-hmm.
crazy expectation of, the pinnacle of 25? What is that day supposed to look like? And there's so much mental stress, there's so much emotional stress, there's family pressures, there's financial pressures, all of these things that if your heart isn't aligned the same way that ours is, your heart still beats the same way and you're still under those pressures. So what I would like to say is take time to find any book, a book, meditate, whatever it is, every day this month, that you're setting yourself up that you do not step into the new year
Yeah.
a ball of stress,
Yeah.
defeated with unmet expectations, all of those other things, to like then expectantly wait for the new year, that you step into it with a deep breath, refreshed. Maybe even just some peace around you if there's not peace anywhere else.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
And even like going along with that and taking it a step, in my mind, I immediately go to doing. So I immediately think of, like, if I don't have that mindset, like you just said, of taking a deep breath, of
Yeah.
X-naying the stress and anxiety in your life and just being quiet. Like, I immediately go to, okay, here's this a new year. If that's what your expectancy is for, that's awesome. And then we start rolling into New Year's resolutions and things you have to do and blah, blah, blah. This is what you want to do. As opposed to thinking, like, you need to do this for Advent. You have to do this in order to be stress-free. You have to do, like, it's not even about that. Like, because that's where my mind goes. What I'm thinking is, I don't want to hear that coming from you because I know that's not your heart. And that's not what you said. This is just my filter. It's more of just be.
Yeah,
Understand
for sure.
what it looks like, what it means, what it feels like to just be and to just sit in it. To be okay with you. To be okay with who you are. To be okay with where you're at. To be okay with where life's seasons have you and changing and how they're changing and all that type of thing. But then just being able to rest in that.
Yeah. So good.
And not feel expected to do.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Because, I will give you 100 permission slips to pause and not do anything.
That's so good. That's so good.
Okay, so in this expectant waiting season, you kind of already started in that. So just kind of take that and roll into that of like, where are you waiting? Waiting on Jesus, waiting in the season. Like, where are you waiting?
We are, and this just flows so well with where we're at, and I know that we talked briefly about it just beforehand, but this is very pertinent to where Antoine and I both are because of, again, like just the job. Like, I feel like everybody's getting up front and close, whether you want it or not. Look into where our marriage is and where our life is and jobs and all that stuff. And God has us in a time of unknown. He's had us in a season of unknown. And it's a pursuit of a job, pursuit of family, pursuit of these things, and nothing is yet. Like, everything has been either wait or it's no. There's no yeses. And but in that too, there's also been a lot of growth, which is a beautiful thing. And this weekend was really a pivotal time, I think, for us in that. And I'll dive into this a little bit too when we're talking winning and losing.
Okay.
But for us, the season of wait looks literally like, if we don't wait on the Lord and we don't trust Him that He's going to provide, if we don't trust Him that His way is best, if we don't trust Him that His timing is best, then there would be nothing but frustration. Because, Antoine, like he was told no again with this last interview that we really thought like 100% that was a shoo-in, which is, throughout the course of the weekend, there was, grieving, and then there was frustration, and then there's anger, and then we got to see a different side of life with encountering like his dad and the situation that he's in, and encountering a good friend of mine, her brother, who's in he's 30, was diagnosed with a liver disease, and not even a month later, he just passed this past weekend. And it's just like
Mm.
this perspective change of like,
Yeah.
we have nothing to complain about. And
Yeah.
and this is, yes, we want, we desire, we need, but God has never let us down, and He has
Yeah.
never not provided financially. And where He
Yeah.
closes a door with the fire department this time, that doesn't mean forever. It may mean forever. I don't know. But all I know is what His word says, and I have to believe that what He says is true. And that is,
Mm-hmm.
if He's going to say no to one thing, it's because it's what's best for us. It's because He has something better for us. We just don't know what it is. And
Yeah.
so we're waiting just to see where He's opened the window for us to then walk through. Because
Yeah.
yeah, there's other opportunities with jobs and stuff that I trust that God's going to provide financially. But just like that fullness of heart and having that passion fulfilled for Antoine, and then I know mine's like way down the road, but we're in the season of waiting, of just like, all right, Lord, like, how are you going to pull through? Like,
Yeah.
how literally
Yeah.
are you going to pull through financially? How are you going to pull through in passions? How are you going to pull
Yeah.
through? But in that, again, just to reiterate, like, there's a lot of growth that we're thankful for, because our perspective has changed, and we can be utterly thankful for that, because it's true. I mean, it's like, we said we were going to trust you when we were still in the midst of a potential hire, and now that we're not, are we going to say that we don't trust you because things didn't turn out our way? And that's childish. It's immature. That's throwing a fit, because you don't get your way. So no, like, we're going to continue to trust. We're going to refuse to have doubt. We're going to refuse to worry, and we're just going to sit in the season of trusting that, like, you said you got us, right?
Yeah.
Like, you said you know best, and you said your timing is perfect. So we trust that your time is perfect. It's just not
Yeah.
right now, even though it looked perfect to us.
Sure. Yeah. Right. That's a lot.
Yeah. But
Thanks for sharing that.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So very, very pertinent question today from you.
Isn't that just like God?
Either that or you're psychic. One of the two.
I mean, there could be, but okay. So, I feel like I have also been in a season of waiting for a real long time too. And along the way, there's a saying that's on like Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and it says, "I remember praying for the things that I have today." So I'm very cognizant of, oh my goodness, like, I am sitting in some very specifically answered prayer.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
And request and desires of my heart. So that is for sure. Right? But I am just in this period of what I would say mostly what I am sitting in the waiting expectancy of is a reconciliation. And really hard family dynamics of that need to be touched by the hand of God, or there's not a human way possible that it could be reconciled any other way.
Right.
It is a cavern of brokenness. So I have been, I started with a new therapist, and he asked me some really big questions. And so one of the gifts of my job is then I'm on the road. And so then I have a lot of time to think and process. And if there's a couple things that I do good, it is thinking and processing. One might say I'm an overachiever. I don't know. But so one of the things that I feel like God has challenged me on is to live with an and mentality. That it doesn't have to be 100% over here or 100% over here. He can answer, he can be visible and present and powerful in the things that are reconciled and the things that are not reconciled. And, right? Just like with you, we can still wait expectantly in the nose with knowing that we will get
Right.
and yes.
Right. Yep.
Right? So you could even say, like, no job, but yes, a baby. So there are lots of things that we pray for this
Yeah,
year, right?
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Not that he's a barterer or anything like that, but I follow this girl on Instagram and I really like her. And she has a immune deficiency situation in her body that is controlled. She figured out that it is actually controlled with eating the proper food, nutrition,
Right.
And really fueling her body in that way. So I've been watching her and I follow her and I try to really implement some of the things that she incorporates.
Okay.
But she's like dairy free, grain free, fun free. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, fun free.
But fun free. But she just got sick and like super sick, like 19 days in the hospital kind of sick. And she said in one of her Instagram lives, she said, I am really struggling with, am I a fraud? The things that I have said, the cookbooks that I've sold, all of these things, like, I don't want to be a fraud because I actually need medication. I need doctors. I need this other thing. And I was so indignant listening to it because of this place that I'm in. And I'm like, why can't it be both? Why can't we have a healthy food and maintain our bodies with food, but still need medicine, but still need modern advances? Right. Kind of like, do I believe that essential oils are helpful? Do I believe that they cure diseases on their own?
Right.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an and so I have, drawing it back to this, is I have heard, I've been impacted by things that God has allowed in my life in very devastating ways. And those devastating ways have crippled me, have wounded me so deeply that it's made me really mad. Right? Mm-hmm. So my therapist came back and said, but what about all those other places? Same God, same voice, same author of reconciliation has done this.
Right.
Right?
Yep. I definitely see where you're going with that. Yeah, I do. I get you.
Yeah. And so that's where that's my season of waiting is to say, okay, so you're the God of and. Okay.
Which is like a whole new perspective on your and tattoo and like everything that revolves around that. Yeah. It's like it just kind of takes it in a little bit deeper, a little bit of a that has a greater depth to it than even what it did before.
You know what? I liked God a whole lot more when it was the very first meeting of that and. Like macaroni and cheese. I liked that. I liked that a lot.
It's such a good perspective and challenge though, B, because that's for everybody. It's for you, yes, but that's just such a great reminder for everybody because life is all about perception and it's all about perspective and how you take it. And to know that you go through hardships in life, which you have without doubt and question, mm-hmm. to stay in that lane and not be able to see in perspective everything else around it is where we stay stuck. And what a great, challenge by your therapist, right? Counselor, therapist,
mm-hmm.
right?
Therapist.
To just challenge you in that because
therapist on. We had Dr. Mary, now we have therapist on.
Okay, the grandpa.
Grandpa.
That's right. So, because we can get stuck in the hardship. We can get stuck in the one perspective, and God could be doing miracles around us, but we just don't see it because it's not what we want.
Yeah,
and that's exactly. I feel like we're kind of similar in that stage, like in that area, because it's
you're right.
It's not about what you want, Shauna. It's not about what you want. And yes, there's healing, there's work to be done through your situation versus kind of like where mine is at. But But just the perspective is so key. It's like being able to see, being able to choose to want to see
Yeah.
what is also elsewhere and what is going on around you is hard, but it can be life-changing too. It's just like, he is doing some good crap, you know?
I'm expecting him to. That's the season we're in.
We're expecting God to do good crap. That's the
Do
season.
some good crap in 24 days. God, come on.
It's not too much to ask.
My gosh. 7 days. The world was done. I'm just asking for a little bit.
I'm giving you 3 times the time.
So, like, at the beginning of the new year, we're going to be like, drum roll.
And they're going to be like, have you experienced anything? You're like, nope. Have you?
Like,
nope.
Oh, my God.
Sorry for the joke, Lord.
I know. Wow.
Oh, that's good.
But, anyways, so I think that just kind of shines the light on how our hearts are, what we're really, we spend a lot of time being really funny, and that comes super natural, and it's very easy. I would much rather be funny.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But this deep part is like, we're all in something. We're all going through something. And so let's expectantly wait expectantly. How about that? Mm-hmm. Together.
Yep. Well,
right?
Done.
Boom. There we go. Advent.
Drop
we
the
got
mic.
you.
Walk away.
Okay, so B, you alluded to it, so I need to know.
Yeah.
Wins and losses, my dear.
Let's wrap it up. Wins for me. I had a great weekend. And I know we talked about this, and but just being able to say I had a really great weekend visiting my in-laws in LA, and just experiencing new things, getting to know in-laws a little bit better, meeting Antoine's dad for the first time, which was great, which was, you get a better understanding of someone, aka my husband, when you can meet his father. And
absolutely,
it's not really a duh, like of course you're going to. So I was just very thankful for how it all went. And so that's definitely a win. That was definitely a win for me, for us. Where I'd say I'm losing, again, alluded to it earlier, it's just being told no, again, with the fire department, which we, again, thought was a shoo-in. But, again, we're just trusting. We're going to wait. We're going to trust. Okay. And that's that. I'm not going to complain.
Okay. I like it. I like all of it.
Thank you.
So I am so thrilled to tell you about my win. It has carried me on the wings of an eagle today. Like, it has been delightful. I know. And when I tell you this, you're going to not be surprised. Okay? Tatum and I saw Frozen 2 last night, and we loved it with every fiber of our being.
How does it compare to 1?
Okay, so thank you for asking. I had a friend post that she liked it better than number 2. And I was like, listen, I'm going to say no. Like, for sure no. And back up a little bit from one of our very first podcasts. Do you remember when somebody asked me what my divorce song was? And I said, Let It Go from Frozen, right? Like, that was my mantra. That so much of Elsa, like, breaking free and all of this kind of stuff.
That's hard to compete.
I was in it.
Yeah.
So you fast forward 5 years, it went back into my heart, and I'm going to tell you, so comparable, so amazing. There's so much depth to Frozen 2.
Okay, so how about the soundtrack? Because the soundtrack to me was kind of what made it.
Oh my goodness gracious. I drove around today for 2 hours listening to it on Amazon Music.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I sang along with Olaf. I sang along with Kristoff. Like, I just sang it all. Tatum came home and I said, Tate, guess what I listened to today? And I said, Frozen on Amazon. And she said, Mom, guess what I listened to? Frozen on Spotify. Like, we loved it so much.
Oh, I
we
love that.
cried. And oh my gosh, it was like, you have to go see it. And here's what I'm going to tell you. There is going to be 1 million little girls who want an ice pony for Christmas, including Me.
Don't we all? Add it to the barn. Get your center sculpture around every barn animal that you have.
I was like, an ice pony? I didn't even know to ask for one of those, but now I need one. I do. Oh my gosh. Like it was so good.
Good.
So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
good.
On the
So
list.
losing is, there is just some family stuff. So I talk about like I have my very first circle are like me and my kids and Tom. Like that's the first circle.
Correct.
And of course the dogs. That's the first circle. So this one
llama.
circle out are people that I love so, so much. And then there's also people that just kind of get grafted into that. Catch my drift. So there is just some things in this first circle that you cannot ignore. Yeah. And that have to be, and it's in all different little variances of places. And so I want to do my very best to honor all of it, but I will not devalue myself. And that's where I'm at. I said that again last week. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Thanks for breaking that down.
So that is hard. And, we're going into family weekend. And so some people, coming from out. That's just how that works. Yeah. Okay. So what's your little did I know?
I love your transitions. So as I told you, I have now a gym member, which I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. And I kind of have you to thank for this.
Well,
listen, Planet Fitness, they have a special going on, 25 cents to sign up.
Okay.
And I said, okay.
That's one cheesy talk from the BK.
It's one cheesy talk. Perspective. There we go.
See?
And so I'm just like to the point where the gym I was at, that I work at as well, it just, it doesn't do it for me at this current stage of life that I'm in. So
right.
I joined, tons of cardio equipment, more than enough weights. I do what I need to do. Mm-hmm. Where I'm going with this, the little that I know is because I have never been a part of a gym, like as a member.
Oh. Is it the rules?
No, it's the people.
No. I know.
It's like people go to the gym and I'm literally, I did this to take inventory today.
Okay.
2 things. 1, everybody's on their phone. You're still working out, but you're looking at your screen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do you work out? Because I'm used to, like, when you work out, you're like...
People don't work out like you.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
This is my lane of people.
Hey, this is my little did I know. Back off.
So I am just telling you.
So I'm like...
I knew this.
How do you do one set of weights... And then you're like, rest. Oh, I gotta look at my phone because social media possibly could have changed in the last 30 seconds. You know what I mean? I'm like...
Oh, but that's stupid.
Give yourself a freaking break. Like, why do you have to post something every single 30 seconds that you're in the gym on social media? I'm like, give me a freaking break. In the meantime, while you are posting on social media, you're also sitting your ass in my seat on a machine where I'm like, if you're not going to be lifting, you need to be moving because I need to use this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
they do not realize the sheriff that just stepped into their town.
Not only is it the sheriff, they look at me and say, "Oh, sweetie, she's about to pop," and I'm like, "Mess with me, dare ya?"
I'm gonna take this kettlebell and put it where the sun doesn't shine. Yeah,
have a seat on this,
and then post it.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, learning new things every day. Learning new things.
But you have to know that Planet Fitness is not, it's my lane of people. Like I fit in really well there. Not that I posted on social media because I didn't, but like I would listen to a podcast or, you know.
I get listen to music. I get listen to podcasts. I get watching the TV screens that are up there to take your mind off of things. This is strictly people that are like, stopped preoccupied because they can't look away from their phone long enough to exercise while they're there. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
I got.
And I
So
also
did you?
enjoy Planet Fitness. I don't want meatheads. I don't want people that are
Oh, right.
all
Yeah.
about what they look like in the mirrors. Like that's why I wanted to go there.
Sure.
It is, you know,
I get it.
road
I
can be a
know.
bit long.
They have that lug button that you can push.
Yeah.
You can do
I
that.
was actually,
That.
I actually read that today and was reading it and bursted out in laughter by myself because I'm like, I just want to use it.
I know.
Someone come
I
in here.
know. I hope you do. I really do. I need to be there when you do that, but I hope you do.
You know who will be the first one to find out?
Me?
Yes.
As it should be. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, my little did I know is honest to goodness a surprise.
Okay.
We are heading into Thanksgiving. So they're going to hear this late, but
Right.
Thursday is Thanksgiving. And little did I know that this is Tom Park's sweet spot.
Oh, his stuffing.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so we were trying to get together a grocery list and all of this stuff, and I didn't want to have to go this week. And he likes going to the grocery store with me. I don't know. I have friends who are like, Stephanie, you're so busy. Why don't you have it delivered? And I said, because Bay Parks wants us to go to the store together. I don't know. I don't get it, but we do it. So I just kept saying, would you please? No, we're having friends over, and I'm so excited, like just so excited. But I said, would you please just put together a menu so I know exactly what it is that we're doing? Because he's really kind of taken it and running with it, and I could not be happier. I know. He made a menu, like if you were to go to an elegant restaurant, and he was like, the chef's special tonight is, and he did it all.
Did you really?
Out. Oh my gosh. Yes. And I was like, oh, and he will deliver on all of it.
What a gem.
I know. Little did I know Thanksgiving was his lane. Gosh, I'm so excited. Yeah, so there we go.
Good job, Big
I'll
Parks.
report back to tell you how it is, and
Yeah, please do.
we'll go from there.
Well, this has been wonderful, Bee. Thanks for
I know.
the whole Advent idea. I think it's wonderful.
Well, we took a deep dive today. I think it was time.
Yeah,
And
it has been a while.
The right time. Yeah. Don't worry. We're going to put our fun pants back on. Well, maybe you're not, because you don't even wear pants half the time.
I'm not wearing them now.
As a matter of fact. Nothing brings me more joy than when you say that. Well, okay, so I will put my fun pants on, and then you stay the way you are, because we are not forcing a thing. But B, listen, happy Thanksgiving! Can't wait to walk through Advent with you.
Yes,
and we are getting close to really meeting your man.
I know.
Your little man.
I know it.
Can't wait.
We got less than 2 months.
Goodness gracious. Okay, well, B, listen, I love you.
Love you too. And thanks for joining us, one and all.
Little did I know.
Have a great week. And
33.
yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, bye.